Hello, let's begin Unit 3, Lesson 3, the role of the executive branch, el papel del poder ejecutivo. Essential question, pregunta esencial, why do you think the president has so many roles? ¿Por qué crees que el presidente tiene tantos papeles? What is the Constitution? ¿Qué es la Constitución? The Constitution is a document that has laws and makes a plan for government. Un documento que tiene leyes y hace un plan para el gobierno. What is the Constitution? ¿Qué es la Constitución? The Constitution explains the role of the president in Article 2. La Constitución explica el papel del presidente en el artículo 2. Remember that Article 1 explains the role of the legislative branch. Article 2 explains the role of the executive branch. Article 3 explains the role of the judicial branch. Remember that for the rest of your life. It's very important. Role of the president in the Constitution. The president has several roles. One of these roles is chief of state, head of the government, leader of the country, jefe de Estado, jefe de gobierno, líder del país. Chief of state, let's see, that's his role. The president represents the United States. Role of president in Constitution. Papel del presidente en la Constitución. Second role, commander-in-chief, leader of the armed forces, comandante en jefe, líder de las Fuerzas Armadas. He is the leader of the military. He can order an attack by our Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines against another country. He cannot declare a war because only Congress can declare a war. However, he can order an attack, or if the attack is to defend the United States. Role of president in Constitution. Third one, papel del presidente en la Constitución. Number 3, chief executive, leader of the executive branch, director ejecutivo, líder del poder ejecutivo. Role of the president in the Constitution, papel del presidente en la Constitución, chief legislator. The president cannot pass a law because only Congress, the legislative branch, can pass laws. However, he influences public policy and lawmaking. Legislador jefe, influye en las políticas públicas y la elaboración de leyes. So, in this case, the president could write a law and have someone in Congress, probably from the Democratic Party, his political party, could introduce that law into Congress. Role of president in Constitution. Papel del presidente en la Constitución. Chief citizen. Number 5. The president represents all citizens. Ciudadano jefe. El presidente representa a todos los ciudadanos. When there is a national disaster, for example, our president reminds us, I am one of you. We will survive this together. Role of president in Constitution. Papel del presidente en la Constitución. Chief diplomat. The president meets and interacts with other country leaders. Diplomático jefe. El presidente se reúne e interactúa con otros líderes y del país. So, Xi Jinping is the president of China, Here's Joe Biden meeting with him. He might meet with the Prime Minister of Canada, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, the President of Mexico, Angela Merkel of Germany, etc. And they can make agreements. Vladimir Putin of Russia. Role of President in Constitution, number 7. Chief of the party. Leader of his or her political party. Jefe del partido. Líder de su partido political. Joe Biden is the number 1 in the Democratic Party. He's the leader of the Democratic Party. And currently, Donald Trump, who lost the election, is still the leader of the Republican Party. He's the most popular Republican. Who is in the executive branch? ¿Quién está en el poder ejecutivo? This is the White House. So we know the president is in the executive branch, and he's the leader of the executive branch. Also, under the president is the cabinet, el gabinete. The cabinet is a group of leaders who help the president. El gabinete es un grupo de líderes quien ayudan al presidente. Who is, ¿quién está en el poder ejecutivo? Well, we have the cabinet and the leaders of all the departments. For example, the Secretary of State is the leader of the State Department. The Secretary of Defense is the leader of the Department of Defense. The Secretary of the Treasury is the leader of the Treasury Department that makes the money. Essential question. Pregunta esencial. Why is it important for the president to have a cabinet? ¿Por qué es importante que el presidente tiene un gabinete? Each leader is an expert. Cada líder es un experto. They give advice to the president because they are experts. The Attorney General of the leader of the Justice Department, Abogado General, might be Merrick Garland. He has yet to be confirmed by the Senate, but it's quite likely he will. Secretary of Homeland Defense, perhaps it will be Alejandro Mayorkas. I believe he has not been confirmed by the Senate. They are lawyers. Ellos son abogados. So they are experts in the law. There are 15 departments. Hay 15 departamentos. The leaders are called secretaries. Here are some examples. Department of Agriculture, in charge of the farmers. Department of Defense. Department of Education, money for public schools, like Herndon High School. Department of Energy. Department of the Interior. That's the National Parks, Department of the Interior. Department of Justice. Again, that is the number 1 lawyer for the country. He puts people in jail. He enforces the law. He prosecutes people in court. Department of State, leader of the State Department, diplomacy with other countries, etc. State executive branch. In addition to the federal executive branch headed by the president, Virginia has an executive branch. The leader is not the president. The leader is called the governor. And the name of our governor is Ralph Northam. His number 2, like a vice president, but not a vice president, is the lieutenant governor. And his name is Justin Fairfax, not to be confused with Fairfax County. Same name. It's just a coincidence. Attorney General Mark Herring. So he is the number 1 lawyer for the state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I believe he lives in Leesburg, where I live. Executive branch. So, Rama Ejecutiva. So in the federal legislative branch, the supreme leader is the president, and the number 2 is the vice president, Kamala Harris. In the state of Virginia, the number 1 supreme leader is the governor, Ralph Northam, and his number 2 is Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Executive branch. This is local government. Fairfax County also has an executive branch. This is our local executive branch. El County de Fairfax también tiene una rama ejecutiva. Esta es nuestra rama ejecutiva local. The executive branch in Fairfax County is held by the county executive. He's the number 1 in Fairfax County. El condado de Fairfax también tiene una rama ejecutiva. Esta es nuestra rama ejecutiva local. And here's the Fairfax County flag. We are finished. I hope that you learned something new about the executive branch, both the federal executive branch, the state executive branch, and the local executive branch. The end.